Napheesa Collier absolutely hooked Angel Reese's ass last night. 8 of 13, 61.5%, 26 points in 25 minutes and 53 seconds. She scored 26 in 26 minutes.
Indeed, Caitlin, we are aware that winning the title is the ultimate goal and that you would prefer to ignore the discussion of personal glory, but let's. After a rookie campaign that resembled a Marvel origin story, I'll do it for you because, honestly, someone has to blow your trumpet. Caitlin Clark should have entered 2025.
Angel Reese, preseason, part 2, let's get it! What they say about layups, harder than nuclear physics. Bang! She's a point forward now, and nobody's more excited than opposing defenses. Time for the vintage underhand scoopity shot from 3 feet. Yep, there it is. Bang!
MVP frontrunner after breaking 62 records, leading a team from the bottom of the standings to the playoffs, and still finishing 4th in the MVP voting. But the media, oh no, clung to their comfort blanket, A'ja Wilson, the same name, the same narrative, and when it wasn't A'ja, they would quickly turn to excuses more quickly than Angel Reese on a missed layup. Interview. However, the shift has now arrived, and it is noisy. After months of shady behavior, FanDuel, BetMGM, and yes, even ESPN now have Caitlin Clark leading the MVP race. Tide is not trailing, and this isn't just Twitter hype. This is Vegas talking, money talking, and we know what's coming energy, which is supported by receipts. If you agree that Caitlin will win MVP this year, leave a comment below with your CC MVP and let's go. Interview. They are gradually.
I don't want to give away the farm, but Angel was 2 of 8 from the field. 2 of 8 from the field. 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 10 points.
All of a sudden, the tone is a little less arrogant and a lot more serious than it was in 2024, when the media types were rolling their eyes and acting as though they were blind to the explosion in Indiana. While Caitlin might actually be her. The fans were aware for months that Caitlin Clark is not just good, but is also changing the rules. So what's causing the abrupt change? Everything, every sign, every statistic, every summer upgrade screamed MVP season was coming. Interview. The league isn't even prepared for Caitlin's impending supernova, but before we dive into her supremacy, hit the like.
The McDonald's sponsoring the first ever fry cook in the WNBA. Bag work is off the dollar menu, man. What is this junk? Bang! Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. And most importantly, Mother Teresa, Mother Nature, and Mother 2. I'm watching because of me too. Bang! Did you know a croissant's most important ingredient is butter? Yes, butter. Butter. Butter pecan!
She will win MVP and subscribe to ensure you don't miss any of the hot fireworks. Interview. Caitlin's rookie season wasn't just outstanding, it was disrespectful to Logic's 62 records. Let that figure stick with you. The crown jewel is the all-time WNBA single.
Look at these stats. This was some first quarter action. 5 points, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 for 4 from the field. Missed drive layup, missed 6 foot, leading taking 2, missed drive, lead taking layup. It's going to be another one of those years, folks.
As a rookie. That's not just exceptional, it's ridiculous, and she accomplished it while being the league's most scrutinized, criticized, and televised player. Imagine setting records while avoiding criticism from the media every week. Interview. After the Olympic break, Caitlin made it a statement tour. Interview. Everyone with a working brain.
Collier, I mean, my God, 26 and 5. Absolutely crazy. Okay, the lack of practice or fatigue from her social life is showing itself with Angel Reese. She's doing a lot of watching and slow on defense. Also not communicating. She literally stood there and watched Fee backdoor to the rim for a layup from a pass.
Two would be even more terrifying, but some analysts received courageous Bleacher reports. After the snub, she went ballistic, scoring 23 points per game and carrying Indiana like a backpack through the playoff push. She didn't just improve her game, though. She leveled up the entire roster while being watched closely, which would have crushed most players. Expert in the WNBA nuked logic. In his 2025 rankings, Newcast Duncan ranked Caitlin 5th, 5 spots below Alyssa Thomas, who scored an incredible 10.6 points per game on average.
Caitlin Clark has 0 free throw attempts. Did the refs swallow the whistle? Well, Angel's got 30. Who has the special whistle again? Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. I remember Angel Reese talking about they must have a special whistle out there. Yeah, this person says, my brain genuinely hurts watching Angel Reese fans interact.
Thomas was better deserving of MVP honors. Interview. The reason for this is that, despite breaking the all-time scoring record, ESPN used the same tired, she hasn't won a ring yet argument to claim that Caitlin wasn't among the top 5 college players of all time. This brought the sport into the mainstream and...
If I'm being honest, is Angel headed towards a 12-point, 6 rebound, 4 assist kind of season? In other words, being a character actor and not the superstar of this team?
The men's championship game, but it wasn't in the top 5. Interview. The same story has been told over and over again. People have refused to give Caitlin flowers, and the same ESPN that once excluded her from the GOAT list now has her ahead of A'ja Wilson and Napheesa Collier in the MVP.
And look, Angel had a real nice assist last night.
For efficiency.
I'm not going to lie.
Off
Here
the
we
miss.
go right here down the court. It looks like maybe
pushes the
Nurse
pace
with
up
the
for
ball
Chicago.
down to Reese.
Top of the
Look at
key,
this
it's Reese. Fantastic.
right in there for a layup.
Rachel Bannon with the cut. Off the nice pass from
Rachel
Reese.
that was nice. It was nice, no doubt.
Let's face it, though, it's a 3-horse race. After Brianna Stewart, the odds take a nosedive, and the rest are merely there for show. So what changed? The signs were always there. The roster moves the momentum, but once training camp opened, people finally opened their eyes to what Fever fans already saw in bold, glowing lights. The rest of the world is just now catching up to let's start with the biggest piece coaching. Interview.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
Caitlin and the Fever were winning despite Christie's efforts. No one publicly stated it, but the awkward silences spoke loudly because Caitlin herself had alluded to it early on by pointing out the chemistry office's lack of sideline feedback and the frustrated fans' body language.
We're going to find out very quickly who amongst the Chicago Sky fans are really and truly basketball fans, or are they Angel Reese, the content creator fans? Because, and you got some of those folks obviously tuning in for basketball, but is it because of Angel Reese or for the best interest of the Chicago Sky team and you want to see them win ball games?
It wasn't subtle either. They watched close games slip away because of careless rotations and disorganized sets, so Indiana made the best move they could enter the game. Stephanie White, a qualified basketball brainiac and 2023 Coach of the Year. Interview. Even the skeptics are now acknowledging that this was a glow-up, which Fever supporters understood from the beginning. Stephanie contributes purpose, organization, and plays that make sense in reality. Interview. White's presence will win games, but more significantly, it will maximize Caitlin's cleaner offense.
Angel Reese's mom taking to X to tweet this after all of the hullabaloo about Caitlin Clark and the high ratings. She says, that certain fan base looking in the stands celebrating attendance while others are looking up in the rafters celebrating championship banners We ain't the same. Different year, same haters. Have a great day. Well, all right. It is a different year, and it is the same haters, but I think you're calling yourself out, Mama Reese.
Subs movement purpose. And Caitlin feeding teammates who are actually in the right spot to score. Hello, assist, explosion, efficiency goes up, turnovers go down, wins stack up, and all of a sudden the MVP narrative isn't a debate, but a formality, and Caitlin is clearly feeling good. Interview. They essentially watched the Avengers in the front office of Indiana and said, yeah, let's do that. They added Brianna Turner, a walking defensive anchor, and Sophie Cunningham, a certified menace, the type of player who's chirping in your ear while draining threes in your face, to the roster. Every good team needs a player like Natasha Howard.
It's Caitlin Clark Mania, and here we go again. 1.3 million people tuned in on Sunday afternoon to see Caitlin Clark return to Iowa as a professional and start raining in three-pointers from ridiculous distances.
Paulson, proven champions with championship DNA who know the grind and don't crumble when the lights get too bright. Indiana also got a gym. Interview. And the vibe queen herself, Dana Bonner. Let's just say that Dana has already established herself as the team's emotional GPS. The players talk about her with respect and trust. She is a two-time champion who provides the steady hand this rocket ship needs, whether it be to calm nerves or focus. She is the steady heartbeat behind the flash. Interview. But according to Seattle's Lexi...
To put this into context, 1.3 million. You may say, well, you know, what does that really mean? What does a game ordinarily get? Listen to this. Only 2 of ESPN's 57 NBA preseason games that they've aired since 2010 have scored a higher rating than Caitlin Clark taking Brazil to the woodshed and laying it to them out there. In both of the NBA games that rated higher involved LeBron.
At all, it's not just about stacking resumes. It's about chemistry. This team is locked in, with the big personalities shouting, the younger players listening, the veterans leading Coach White setting the standard, and you can feel the culture shift from the sideline to the locker room. This team appears united, dangerous, and hungry now that everything is in place. The WNBA's old guard party is being crashed by Caitlin Clark, the unstoppable force officially starting her MVP season, and guess who isn't excited? A'ja Wilson is quiet, but it's beginning to sound like...
So apparently Caitlin Clark playing against a bunch of people you've never heard of, and I can't imagine how bad this Brazil team is. That actually rates higher than 55 of 57 NBA preseason games that they've aired. If you want to know how popular Caitlin Clark is, if you're wondering if any of the mania has worn off, the early indications for year 2 of Caitlin Clark as a professional is that no, our public has by no means gotten enough of this young woman's talent just yet.
You can practically hear the teeth clenching beneath the forced smiles during press conferences while Reed drafts a subweet. Sun for it.
We want to make sure that there continues to be structure, discipline, accountability, just championship mindset. And we want the Sky to continue to be a place that people want to be long term.
Because, let's face it, the veterans didn't think it would happen this quickly. They thought Caitlin would need years. Instead, she's the one hitting game winners, breaking records, flipping narratives, and stealing their endorsements while she's at it. The WNBA seems to have finally woken up and is giving Clark the recognition she so richly deserves and, more importantly, earned not with TikToks, but with absolute...
The very definition of stat padding. You are down by 22 points, and you've got the Fever's bench player, bench player, bench player, bench player, bench player, playing against bench player, bench player, bench player, starter, just so that she can get her double-double.
To the post for a rookie in a single season. She's going for it. Dribbling off the top, spins. Bucket is good. 23 double-doubles on the season. Another rookie record for Reese.
And class. The ratings are skyrocket, the seats are full, the jerseys are flying off the shelves, and Caitlin Clark is putting the league on her back and marching its